Comprehensive Krieg Skin Guide. With the perspective of over a decade of experience, the aim of this video is to provide you with a detailed understanding of what's available. The Krieg is an interesting alternative with a fire rate of 545 rounds per minute in tandem with a movement speed of 210 units per second. This valuable weapon is a one-shot headshot kill at any range. It has 30 bullets per magazine and a huge reserve of 90 bullets. It's well worth the initial price of $3,000. This Krieg Aloha is pattern based. On this particular pattern, it has 5 blue flowers perfectly aligned and is pattern 766. In custom locations to accentuate and highlight the design are 5 eternal fire hollows. I am now going to go through all of the Krieg skins in order of rarity. The Lush Ruins, pattern based design of the Aztec ruins. On pattern 2, 6, 7, and 9, there is a stone face on the main body. On pattern 8, 10, 12, 15, and 19, there is mostly foliage covering the main body. There is a light metallic green main barrel, which makes a great contrast and lends another element to the design. The waves perforated, trade-up fodder exemplified on the new model. Background of a muted blue overlaid dark blue dots throughout the design. The Army Sheen, metallic shiny camo skin. Reminds me of Call of Duty headshot reward skins. Unfortunately, the colors for me are less than optimal, although it has a shiny tip which catches the light. The Tornado, creamy beige and periwinkle blue, clean on the new model. Would have been better served if the tan was a white instead. If tornadoes are nature's most violent storms and can devastate a neighborhood in seconds, perhaps this is the calm before it arrives. The Barricade, bland green shades. On the new model, it's an interesting trade-up alternative and does look like it would be a hard barrier to cross. The Bleached, earth tones on this pattern-based design of different animal skulls. Some of the interesting patterns to note are 73, 78, 220, 240, 360, and 840. For those of you who like archaeology, this might be the one for you. The Traveler, leather suitcase type vibes. It has a beige cloth on the main body with leather detailing on the front tip, handle, and back stock, though it doesn't look like it's traveled much in a pristine condition. The Gator Mesh, not my type of skin for those of you who like a mesh camo. In different shades of green overlaid a black mesh. This might be yours for the taking. Trade up fodder exemplified. The Fallout Warning, round diagonal stripes overlaid the top and bottom portion of the skin. Radiation symbol front and center on the main body, right where the trigger is. Perhaps pulling it sets off a reaction. The Candy Apple, dynamic red on the main body and front barrel, contrast well against the concrete matte gray color. I would bite into this apple for sure. Wonderful red alternative. The Wave Spray, old school trade up fodder, spray painted design in varying shades of blue. A abstract motif, nonsensical in nature, and looks like it was the misspent time of some juvenile delinquent. The Atlas, well-placed yellow lines, numbers, and text overlapped the realistic green military camo in the background. The word Atlas is dead center, a futuristic design created in the early 2000s given an outdated texture on the old model. The Ethereal, metallic brushed metal feel of a fighter jet, stylized bird wing on the main body, two-tone bird on the magazine, and yellow detailing. There is a fuel tank on the back stock and adds to the aesthetic. The Desert Blossom, pattern-based design of a desert in bloom. Interesting patterns to note are 220, 440, and 840, which have a lot of pink flowers on the center of the main body. On the new model, the pink barrel breaks up the design. The Danger Close, gray overlaid with orange gold abstract design turning into a bluish tone. Reminds me of a Danger Zone top-down map in an abstract way. The Aloha, illustrations of purple leaves and vines from a tropical plant with blue flowers and highlights. The background of black creates a rich tone. The best pattern is 766 with 5 perfectly aligned flowers. Others to note with a couple of blue flowers on them are 300, 580, 600, and 660. The heavy metal, as the name describes, this skin perfectly represents the music genre heavy metal, with rage-inducing metal spikes, orange slashes, and all. The Cyber Force, with a futuristic design on this Krieg skin, and was the last one introduced on the old model. The normal maps on this skin are phenomenally done, and the scope is one of the best in the game. The red accent coloring and modern typography adds to this effect. There is a rainbow Illuminati dead center on the main body, a transparent magazine which adds to the aesthetic. The Old Rusty, baby blue coloring with rusty copper coloring throughout. Old Rusty on the main body in a burnt orange lettering is the main focal point. Gray masking tape wrapped around the grip reminds me of a 1950s diner aesthetic. The Berry Gel Coat, recent alternative with red and metallic accents, including a red smiley emoji on the main body. Primarily a brown dingy color, which detracts from the rest of the design. On the new model, you can tell it was designed to be trade-up fodder from the very beginning. Damascus steel, as the name describes, the main body and front barrel are made out of a Damascus steel. Damascus steel is a high carbon steel that was used to forge swords in the Near East. It's known for its distinguished patterns and exceptional hardness, rather default looking otherwise. The anodized navy, extremely clean metallic blue titanium finish, sleek and simple. On the new model, it looks exquisite. The ultraviolet, light charcoal gray, and a metallic purple, very simple, an elegant skin with a little extra style. The bulldozer, if you like this big bird color, this might be the one for you. This vibrant smiley face yellow is blinding. In a high wear, it dulls the vibrancy just a little bit and adds a cracked texture onto the design. The hypnotic, very shiny finish with a hypnotic silver and a black pattern on the main body. I like getting lost looking at this skin. I'm a huge fan of it on the new model. The Triarch, futuristic tan military camo, golden yellow geometric patterning, typography on the heat vent scope and magazine create interesting touches that break up the skin. The white text is used efficiently to promote a realistic feel. The Tiger Moth, extremely volcanic texturing with a metallic main body. It's supposed to look like a tiger moth, but it reminds me of a volcano mixed with a giraffe's neck sticking out. Maybe this tiger moth shouldn't stick out its neck too far. The Phantom, mixed materials of steel, plastic, and carbon fiber. Orange highlights in a see-through magazine. Typography and white lines bring the design together and create an interesting futuristic alternative. The Dark Wing, top front purple fading into dark blue tendrils that blend into feathers, slowly heating up and turning into flames on the lower back. It's an interesting concept to say the least. The Pulse, old school alternative, dark gray and black coloring, dark pink and magenta geometric shapes breaking into smaller pieces overlaid. The Dragon Tech, as the name describes, it has a mecha dragon dead center and looks like it's leaping out in front of you on the main body with carbon fiber and copper wiring. Motherboard detailing in the foreground creates a cyber aesthetic. The Hazard Pay, bright yellow coloring to offset the caution tape on the magazine and the warning notices all around. A traffic cone on the top of the scope, which adds a little comic relief. The Colony 4, huge illustrations of an ant-like creature on the main body with nuclear flames and toxic blue fumes in the foreground. Corpses of CT agents on the magazine and handle add to the Armageddon effect. The Integral, bright white, red, and blue color coloring, the typography of a race car from the Indy 500. The Cyrex. The name Cyrex is of a English origin and means clever fighter. Gray, futuristic, subtle design in the foreground, and red and white highlights create a sleek design. I will list my top selections. It is up to you to decide, given all the information and examples, which one is the best for you. Don't doubt yourself, and remember your budget should be a part of the equation. My top 6 picks. My $3 sign pick on the old model is the Hazard Pay. My $3 sign pick on the new model is the Hypnotic. My nostalgic pick on the old model is the Cyrex. My nostalgic pick on the new model is the Ultraviolet. My budget pick on the old model is the Dragon Tech. My budget pick on the new model is the Aloha. Thanks for taking the time to watch the entire video, and hit the subscribe button for the rest of the series to come. Videos come out weekly. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.